Welcome to the Keto Camp podcast. On this episode, you are going to learn my top 7 anti-inflammatory foods so you could reduce inflammation, stay in ketosis, and get all the amazing results of the ketogenic diet. Let's do this. Hey everybody, my name is Ben Azadi. I'm a certified functional health practitioner, best-selling author of 3 books, and I am on a mission to educate 1 billion people on planet Earth. Let's talk about inflammation. Inflammation, when you hear the word inflammation, you think about disease, you think about that Time magazine cover when they showed inflammation is linked to just pretty much every disease out there. And it is. Inflammation is linked to every disease out there. It's linked to weight loss resistance, weight gain, and many symptoms people are experiencing in this day and age. And when I say inflammation, I'm not necessarily talking about inflammation of your shoulder or a sprained ankle from a workout or basketball. I'm talking about cellular inflammation. When you have inflammation around your cells, guess what happens? That means the oxygen in your body, the nutrients from the food that you're eating, and your hormones cannot get into your cells. And if your hormones can't get into your cells to do the job it wants to do, guess what happens? You start to experience symptoms and you do not get the results you want on the keto diet. When in reality, it's not the keto diet that was the problem, it's the wrong foods on your keto diet. Because you gotta remember, not all keto diets are created equal. So my job is to educate you on clean keto versus dirty keto. So on this episode of the Keto Camp podcast, I'm gonna break down my top 7 anti-inflammatory keto foods. And you can add this to your grocery shopping list. Make sure you buy, eat them frequently. You're gonna notice accelerated results on your keto diet. When it comes to bringing down inflammation, not only are you going to let your fat-burning hormones get into your cells, you're also gonna extend life. We have 600 hormones, and all they wanna do is send signals to your cells so the message can be heard and the cell can do the job of feeling good, having energy, taking food, turning that food into fuel. But when you have inflammation around the cells, we have dysfunction. And there are many, many reasons why people have inflammation around the cells. Having a poor diet, eating a dirty keto diet will do it for sure. I want you to look at your cells. We have 70 trillion cells, and the goal is to bring down the inflammation so your receptor sites on the cells could receive the signals from the hormones and you could feel like a rock star. So I'm gonna break down my 1 through 7 here. There's a couple items on this list that might shock you, especially since you're following the keto diet. You might think, how do I do that with keto? But just bear with me, hear me out, and I'm gonna break all 7 down for you. The first anti-inflammatory food is going to be bone broth. Bone broth. And when I say bone broth, you gotta make sure it's high quality bone broth. And I tell people all the time, it's not Botox, it's bone broth. So if you wanna get rid of cellulite, have clear skin, look younger, bone broth is where it's at. Healthy animal bones are rich and valuable vitamins and minerals like calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium. And when they're consumed in a stock form like bone broth, they're easily recognized by the body and absorbed very efficiently. Bone broth also contains collagen. Collagen is the base material of our cells, which is integral for cellular regeneration and healing. Drinking the broth can improve the appearance of your skin and even reduce cellulite. So I use a company called Kettle & Fire. Kettle & Fire, they use high quality ingredients. A lot of the bone broth out there, they are not using quality ingredients. They're using dirty chickens from China. They're using bad animal products. I trust Kettle & Fire and I recommend them. They're actually a sponsor of this episode. And if you want to get your hands on some Kettle & Fire, all you have to go to is kettleandfire.com. And if you type in the coupon code KETOCAMP, you'll get 15% off of your bone broth. The next item on my list is going to be fermented vegetables. Fermented vegetables. There's a type of bacteria called Bacteroides. It's one of the most important and abundant bacteria in the colon. It's acquired at birth and it's not present in any probiotic on the market because it cannot survive outside the gut in the presence of oxygen. Although these bacteroids can't be taken in a pill or powder, they can be fed and multiplied from something called prebiotics. So if you followed my work, you know that I am not a fan of probiotics whatsoever. They create monocultures. I only like probiotics at high dose short term, but nothing more than that. I'm more of a fan of prebiotics. These are foods that feed your beneficial bacteria, that they occur naturally in healthy fermented foods. So eating fermented foods supplies trillions of bacteria and fermented foods, and it helps your gut heal itself. So my top foods when it comes to keto fermented foods are going to be kimchi, sauerkraut, pickles, raw cheese, miso, and tempeh. So if you add any of those to your grocery cart, you're gonna be in good hands. I'll repeat that one more time if you're taking notes. Kimchi, sauerkraut, pickles, raw cheese, miso, and tempeh. So fermented vegetables are number 2 of my top 7 anti-inflammatory keto foods. Let's move on to number 3. Coconut oil. Coconut oil is healing. Coconut oil has loaded with saturated fat, fuels the brain. Your cells are made up of saturated fat. Your brain is made up of saturated fat. Your brain is about 80% fat. The body loves fat. So coconut oil is also linked to improved thyroid function, increased metabolism resulting in weight loss, increased immunity, better heart health. It's also anti-bacterial, anti-microbial, anti-fungal, and it is full of brain-charging saturated fat. Some of you, I know you're listening to this or watching this right now and you're thinking, but it's going to raise my cholesterol. Coconut oil is raising people's cholesterol. So, cholesterol is great for you. I don't know if you knew this, but more people die from heart disease with normal to low cholesterol than with high cholesterol. So cholesterol is not the bad guy, inflammation is. And when you eat coconut oil, you are reducing inflammation, even if your cholesterol might go up. So the kind of saturated fat found in coconut oil is something called lauric acid, and it's a medium chain triglyceride, an MCT, which is a special type of fatty acid that the body metabolizes more fully for energy than long chain fatty acids found in standard oils and fats. The fat content in coconut oil is approximately 60% MCTs, and this fatty acid can also raise your good cholesterol levels. High quality fat is crucial for cellular health because it provides the building blocks to heal the cell membrane. We want to heal that cell membrane because your cell membrane communicates with the DNA inside of your cells. It tells your cells to turn on or turn off bad genes. It is the bodyguard of the cell, and consuming coconut oil will heal the cell membrane, will bring down inflammation around your cells. So if your cell membrane is inflamed, which we talked about, then your health will be negatively affected very, very fast. So by adding the right fats to your diet, like coconut oil, you can heal the cell membrane and begin to heal disease in the body. So I recommend 1 tablespoon per day of high quality, unrefined, organic coconut oil or even MCT oil. I have my coffee right here. And what I'm doing is I have some grass-fed ghee and some MCT oil and some sea salt. I like a company called Power Creamer. Power Creamer makes a great keto blend, and I put that in my coffee. It's in there right now. They make a great high quality keto coffee blend, and you just put it with your coffee, you'll blend it for a few seconds, and you get yourself a delicious fatty coffee. If you want to get that, head over to www.ketocampblend to learn more about Power Creamer. They got a great product. Go try them out. Let's head to number 4. Number 4 of my top 7 anti-inflammatory keto foods. You're gonna love this one, fellow coffee drinkers, because coffee is definitely anti-inflammatory. It has more antioxidants than green tea, but when I say coffee, it needs to be the right coffee. Organic, shade-grown coffee is very, very, very anti-inflammatory, loaded with antioxidants. Coffee is a wonderful health food used medicinally for thousands of years as a drink and as an enema to cleanse the colon. It's loaded with free radical fighting antioxidants and brain-stimulating caffeine, and its proven benefits outweigh the risk by far. However, coffee is only beneficial to the body if it's consumed the right way. That's a big caveat right there, because if you're going to Starbucks every single morning on your way to work, if you're stopping at Dunkin' Donuts, that's not what we're talking about here. That's not healthy coffee. That coffee is loaded with pesticides and herbicides and toxic mold, mycotoxins that create inflammation in the body. So you get the opposite effect. So you want to make sure your coffee beans come from the right source. I get mine from Purity Coffee Beans. I did an interview on the Keto Camp podcast. You can find that if you just go through the shows with Andrew Salisbury, who is the founder of Purity Coffee. They have the highest antioxidant coffee in the world, tested against the top 40 coffee brands out there, best tasting coffee. They are mold free. They are delicious. And you could get your hands on their beans by going to ketocampcoffee.com. And if you put the code KETOCAMP at checkout, you'll get 10% off of your coffee beans. So to further enhance your morning cup of coffee, add a spoonful of healthy fat. I just mentioned it with the coconut oil. So you could add both of them together, put that Keto Camp blend, that power creamer blend with your coffee. Adding good fat to your coffee fuels your brain and helps to get your day off on a great start. I'm telling you, it just shifts your brain on. I want to know, for those of you watching right now on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram Live, do you drink coffee? If you drink coffee, put hashtag coffee down below in the comment section. If you drink coffee like myself, put hashtag coffee in the comment section. I want to know my fellow coffee drinkers out there. So the fat in the coffee, when you combine the fat with the coffee, it also helps protect the antioxidants in that coffee. So I'm a big fan of fatty coffee. It also could help control blood sugar, which is the problem of many modern diseases, too much blood sugar. So stir a spoonful or two of the quality fat in your coffee, put a Keto Camp blend in there, and you'll get the benefits of that. Like I said, my favorite coffee is from Purity Coffee. If you want to learn more about them, go to ketocampcoffee.com and use KetoCamp at checkout. All right, number 5 of 7 of my top 5 keto and anti-inflammatory foods. Hey, if this has been helpful so far on YouTube, hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed to the Keto Camp YouTube channel, we are the exclusive resource for all things keto, fasting, longevity, and performance. We release 5 brand new videos every single week on this channel. So subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified when I go live. And if you're enjoying this on Facebook, share it with your friends. On Instagram, hit that heart button. And I hope this has been beneficial so far. Number 5 of 7 of my anti-inflammatory keto-rich foods is going to be green leafy vegetables. I love green leafy vegetables. They are rich in antioxidants that restore your cellular health. They have anti-inflammatory flavonoids. These are extremely high in the antioxidants vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K. They protect your brain against oxidative stress and free radical damage. Something that's also important to consider when you're following a keto diet is that you lose a lot of these micronutrients, magnesium, potassium, that you could get from green leafy vegetables, but you lose that when you transition into a keto diet. And the reason this happens is because when you are not following a keto diet, you're holding on to a lot of water weight. The kidneys is holding on to a lot of water weight, which is not good. When you transition, you start teaching your body to burn fat for fuel, the kidneys release a lot of water weight, which is fantastic because you feel lighter, you feel healthier, you have more energy. But your body's also releasing a lot of electrolytes with it, potassium, magnesium. So when you add in these green leafy vegetables on a daily basis, eat a few cups a day, you're going to get that back into the diet. So a few of my favorite green leafy vegetables are going to be dandelion greens. I love that. Broccoli. I would also throw in Brussels sprouts in the mix. I like Swiss chard and beet tops. Beet tops are actually the highest amount of potassium for any green leafy vegetable. What I do with beet tops, I learned this from Dr. Eric Berg, is I freeze the beet tops and I put them in my keto shakes. I blend them up and it's loaded with potassium. It's a great keto fat shake with potassium and all these micronutrients. So number 5 is green leafy vegetables. Make sure you're getting that into your keto diet and it will accelerate your keto results. I have 2 more for you. I hope this has been helpful. I'm having a lot of fun sharing my top 7 keto anti-inflammatory foods. So number 6 on the list is going to be blueberries. You might be thinking, Ben, how the heck is blueberries keto friendly? It is if you do it the right way. So blueberries are my number 1 favorite fruit out there, and I'm going to explain how you can do it with your keto diet. First and foremost, if you're having half a cup of blueberries for dessert every day or every other day, that's totally fine. Totally fine. That shouldn't even kick you out of ketosis if it's half a cup if you did keto the right way. But the reason I love blueberries so much is because they're loaded with something called anthocyanins, which are a powerful antioxidant that really help bring down inflammation in the body. And the hack that I always share is that to eat your blueberries frozen. Buy them wild, buy them organic, eat them frozen because the ice crystals that form on that blueberry actually helps your digestive system absorb more of those antioxidants. And then if you could add olive oil to the blueberries, that's a bonus anti-inflammatory food for you here. Add olive oil to the blueberries, you take the absorption rate from 1% to 20%. Blueberries are delicious. They're great frozen. They are loaded with phytonutrients. They have quercetin and, like I mentioned, anthocyanine. In a study seeking treatment for irritable bowel syndrome, IBD, an extract from the blueberry was used to positively affect the gut flora and colon damage done by these inflammatory diseases. One of the effects the extract had was quercetin, which is loaded in blueberries. So add blueberries into the mix. Another study showed that consuming more blueberries slowed cognitive decline and improved memory and motor function. The scientists in the study believe these results were due to the antioxidants in blueberries, protective to the body from oxidative stress and reducing inflammation. So a lot of science is backing this up. Have your blueberries, and if you could stay active and maybe have them after a workout or after you do some squats or even go for a walk after those blueberries, and you're doing it the right way, you could get right back into ketosis even if it's more than half a cup. Hey, I have one more on the list for you. This has been a lot of fun. The last one on this list is going to be salmon, wild-caught salmon. There's a big difference between farm fish, like farm salmon, that you could find most commonly in most places, and wild-caught salmon. The farm fish has been fed a diet not natural to that fish, and it's not sustainable for the environment, first and foremost, and it creates high levels of PCBs in the farm salmon. PCBs stand for polychlorinated biphenyls, and they are a carcinogen. They could create cancer in the body, especially if you're eating farmed fish all the time. That's why they also have to feed it a dye, a pink dye, to make it look like a real fish. It's not a real fish. Wild-caught salmon is completely different. It has higher amounts of omega-3s, higher amounts of selenium. It is the ultimate fatty fish. And I don't know if you knew this, but the Keto Camp logo, the KK that you could see right here if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram Live, the Keto Camp logo, the KK, resembles the scales of a fish. The designer resembled the scale of a salmon fish because salmon is the ultimate fatty fish. It is the keto fish of all fishes, and it's an excellent source of essential fatty acids and considered one of the best omega-3 foods. Omega-3s we know that are important for reducing inflammation in the body. Research shows that omega-3 fatty acids reduce inflammation and may help lower the risk of chronic disease such as heart disease, cancer, arthritis, and omega-3 fatty acids are highly concentrated in the brain and appear to be important for cognitive, so brain performance, and behavioral function. The source of fish is important. Make sure you're contributing to sustainable fish by eating wild-caught fish, wild-caught salmon. You can find them frozen at the supermarket. That's totally fine. They flash freeze them, and I would have your salmon about one to two times per week, nothing more than that. I want to thank you so much on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for watching this video. If this has been beneficial and helpful to you, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the Keto Camp YouTube channel, and let me know out of these 7 foods, which one was your favorite. If you're watching the replay on Facebook or just on Instagram right now, what out of these 7 foods, which one was your favorite? Let me review all 7 for you real quick. Number 1 was bone broth. Number 2 was fermented vegetables. Number 3 was coconut oil. Number 4 was organic shade-grown coffee. Number 5 was green leafy vegetables. Number 6 was blueberries. And number 7 was wild-caught fish. Which one out of these 7 is your favorite? Which one do you enjoy the most on your keto diet? Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I'm grateful. Be great. Be blessed.